Yeah, thanks. I think it's good to discuss these things at a macro level without getting into procedure, because when you look at things at a 30,000-foot height, you can see the anomalies a little bit more clearly. But I think the basic issue here, if I may bring back the focus, is the economic impact of judicial decisions. I mean, let's be very clear. Every judicial decision, not just in India, any part of the world, has an economic impact. Okay? Now, if a CEO of a Fortune 500 company is getting divorced, the judicial decision and that is going to have an impact on the economy also. The issue is, while applying the law or while passing a judgment, should the court be taking the economic impact into consideration and modulate its judgment? So therefore, in two similar circumstances, just because the economic impact is higher in one case, should the courts be modulating their orders and judgments? I think clearly the answer is no. The legal principle everywhere is that the courts will apply the law as it stands. So I think the ambiguity that arises is A, either the laws are not clear, or in the context of coal and 2G, the policies were not clear, or at least the courts held them not to be clear. Now let's just take the coal example again. Even the Supreme Court, while cancelling the 214 blocks, did say 4 blocks, right? They also came with the same allocation. So why were those 4 blocks saved? So why are those 4 blocks better placed than the other 214 blocks? Just because they were with the UMPPs? The logic was they went through a transparent bidding process, but indeed some of the other blocks which are allocated to the state governments were also bid out. So that logic should have been applied. So I think the flaw in the coal judgment is that the law was not applied uniformly. I think that is what we should be focusing on. So I think when we talk about remedies and responses to this kind of uncertainty, there's no doubt that this creates uncertainty. There is no doubt that all the issues that have been raised by each of the speakers is correct. So as an investor, I will sit back and say, where do I invest and why do I invest? The point is that the judiciary has a different role to play. And by the way, it's also not a question of sanctity of contract, because the Supreme Court was sitting in a PIL. It was not deciding a contractual dispute. So therefore, in my view, the way they applied a certain logic to save the 4 coal blocks, they should have actually applied the same logic. Unfortunately, the court was in a bit of a hurry. And by the way, I don't think you can say that Justice Lodha was not aware of the economic consequences. He was definitely aware of what the economic consequences would be. It's a no-brainer. I mean, anybody can tell you what the economic consequences.
No, you're right.
I think so.
In defense, he did twice ask the Attorney General what would the government want.
Correct. So therefore, I think the coal case is where even the government was not proactive enough to try and
Many point, there is a difference between what is the political impact and economic impact. When the government is asked, will it affect? You are getting a political answer, you are not getting an economic answer.
You're absolutely right. The court, I think, in my view, should have gone beyond that.
Yes.
Figures.
Yeah.
The court should have gone beyond that. I think that's where the court erred in the coal case.